Remember, behind the scenes is TV 14-ish, so you'll definitely hear a naughty word or two. Hello, everybody. Welcome to GymCastic, the #1 gymnastics podcast in the galaxy, coming to you live from 2023 Classic. And this episode is sponsored by Simone motherfucking Biles. Come back and do your jingle double fight. And by the way, this show is rated PG-14, and you will hear naughty words, and I can't hold it back. I'm so excited. It's August 5th, and we just watched the women's session 2, which is the final of Classic. Club Gym Nerd members, a reminder, start listening if you're listening to this not live on your own private feed, so you don't, because there's 2 versions of this. 2 versions. There's a short version for everybody and your full 45-minute-ish version. So start that one now so you don't have to switch over. Also, I told you guys earlier today, especially Spencer, that Simone was going to beat Listanova's Russian Championships 58.532. And because I checked Lauren at the Gymternet's rankings, and I told Spencer, and what happened? 59.1. What's up, bitches?
Yeah, you undershot it. You said like 58.55 or whatever.
I know. And technically, it might really be a 58-ish that she got, 58.9-ish. Or not a 50. Yeah, we'll get into that, Spencer. Listen, hold your horses, okay?
Okay.
Jesus.
Heaven forbid I ask the question why.
But I did want to tell you guys, for all of you newbies that are here, if this is your first time, prepare yourself. We are the #1 gymnastics podcast in the world, providing exclusive coverage for over a decade, Spencer. That's how long it's year 11. So you will quickly learn that we balance original journalism and breaking news with comedy. And that's very important to us. We were quoted in the New York Times, CNN, and Reuters this week, which is why we're amazing. And we do a longer episode here for Club Gym Nerd members because they pay the bills. Thank you so much. If you're a Club Gym Nerd member, all you have to do is scroll down on GymCastic.com and you will get the full episode. Just log in, scroll down, and you'll see the whole thing appear, or go to your own private feed. So, Spencer.
Yeah. Did Simone compete? Because you haven't made that clear yet. Was it good?
You guys, the crowd was amazing. The crowd was so informed. They cheered like crazy for Melanie. The place was full. Everyone stayed through awards.
Whoa.
The place was full. So I took a picture of it. I kept being like, why are people still here? It's awards. It kind of makes me want to cry, Spencer, because it was like such an amazing moment for gymnastics. Like, I honestly wanted to ask Simone, do you know that you might have single-handedly saved sports journalism around the world by coming back? But I don't want to give her more pressure. She's doing great.
Don't be hyperbolic. Feel free not to be,
It's my favorite thing to do. I did ask a coach tonight if I could, Michelle Pineda's coach, I was like, I would like to make up a legend for her about how this happened. And she was like, no, let's not do that. And I was like, all right, I respect you. I won't even tell Spencer what my fabulous legend, like as Bella Caroli would just make up some nonsense story that was partially true, but I'm not going to do it. But let's talk about Simone's vault.
Okay, let's start. Let's go. Right. She did the Yurchenko double pipe. Best she's ever done.
She did. And yes. And what did I say was going to happen when all the crowd was there? What did I say, Spencer?
I don't listen to you. I don't remember you.
So I said she's been like doing back extension rolls out of it and over flipping, which is the right thing to do on a double flip. Short landings are not the thing to do. So I was like, in front of the crowd, she's going to hit it perfectly. And basically that's what she did. Did you notice anything about the score that seemed? Yeah. Anything about the score that seemed funky?
Oh, a lot of things. I mean, she had the 6/10 neutral deduction, which was, we don't normally see it, but it made sense because she had the 1/10 for out of bounds and 5/10 for a Laurent deduction. You know how you get 5/10 off for Laurent because he was standing in there.
Is there anything else you noticed about her score?
D-score. Yeah. All right, I'm getting there. I don't need prompting. So we thought the D score of this was going to be 6-2 because last time she did it, the U.S. judges got the provisional score from the FIG of a 6-6, and all of the vaults went down 4/10. So we were like, okay, so this vault will be a 6-2 now. That was just kind of course it's going to be a 6-2. Her score comes up. The difficulty score here is a 6-4. And I was like, typo. But it wasn't a typo. That was intentional. So we'll see what happens.
No.
I will say
Right.
6-4
All right. So here
would be the correct score. But do you want to say things?
Yes. So this is the information that I got from talking to multiple judges
Yeah.
and getting the scoop on what happened. But judges can't go on the record because it's like a whole thing. But basically, what they said is the FIG or the FIG tangentially by way of what do you guys think of at USCG being what do you guys think of this? This is our
Yeah.
proposal. And they came up with this, but the FIG hasn't officially made it official, but it's basically it's in the proposal stage, which they've done before. They've given the USCG has given it
Right.
some things a provisional, hey, we'd like to do this, like Simone's double dismount on beam. They did that with that. And then the FIG made their own ruling. But basically the idea is give the Yurchenko double pike a 6-4, and then the Yurchenko tucked, because no one's done that yet, would be a 6-0. A 6-0 for the Yurchenko double tuck, 6-4 for the double pike. So it's like hey, we're putting it out there. You guys take the next step. Because I think this is what she's going to do.
Mm-hmm. And this is 6-4 is the logical score. That's what it actually should be. Like what they've given her here is what it should be. So hopefully they're manifesting this and making it happen in the future, because the 6-6 last quad didn't make logical sense. It should have been a 6-8, which then, because everything goes down 4/10, goes down to 6-4. If you want to nerd out with me, I wrote about this on the balance beam situation a couple years ago. So if you just search for like Simone's vault value, does it make sense? I did a whole thing if you would like me to go into it in a 18-20 paragraph kind of way. But if you're just like, oh, that I don't care, let's hope it's 6-4. End of story.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's illogical. It makes sense. It's what they're supposed to do. So I'm really hopeful about this, that this will be the way it goes and they'll start doing more logical things. And this is all the advantage of having these judges around who've been there and seen how everything works and work their way up in the FIG and like kind of know how to do things and how to get things, changed and done logically. Also, I talked to Laurent afterwards and I asked him about spotting. And I said, so is this it? Are you going to just take the deduction? And he said, yes. And I was like, okay, so it's worth it no matter what. Like at Worlds, you'll stand there. Yeah. And he said, yes. And I was like, so tell me about that. Because you're not, let me be clear about the rules right now. You are not allowed to stand on the podium and spot. You can do it on bars. You cannot do it on vault. You cannot do it on floor. So you will get a deduction, right? It's a half a point for spotting. And I told him, so how'd you come to that decision? And he was just like, I was like, what did Simone ask? And he's like, no, I told her. And I was like, so are you doing this for safety? Because it's not worth it to do without a spot. And he said, yeah, it's not worth it. I will stand there. I just told her I'm standing there now. And I was like, raw, as if we didn't already love you. You're so handsome. Oh my God, you guys, he has glasses now that make him even more handsome, but he won't wear them, you guys. Yeah, her life is worth, as Miss Fitzwilliam Darcy says, 0.5. Simone's life is fucking worth it. That's right. I just love how he was like, yeah, no, we're doing this now. It's just, and I was like, so in the hopes that maybe they'll change this rule. And he was like, how the French are like, they just make a noise and it means I don't give a shit what they do. I'm doing the right thing. And that's basically the noise he made. So I just love this. I love it, you guys. Oh, okay. So besides that,
and then the FIG is going to swoop in and be like, oh, actually, it's 0 if you step in, if you stand in. you know it. It with their reactionary deductions.
But I wonder now if any of the men's coaches will do this to save someone's life. But no one cares about men's lives. If you've ever watched men's gymnastics, you know this. So you guys, okay. So tell me about.
It's not worth enough in men's to do it. You just do an easier vault.
Yeah.
Okay, but we have other events. Simone did other events, and we haven't even talked about Suni yet. There's a lot to do. So floor, phenomenal. Double layout full, front fold, the double, the Biles, the double layout, just like great landings. This was actually way better than she usually looks on floor in her first meet of the year. Like, usually we expect, like, one pass where she just, like, bounces 900 miles out of the floor and it's like, for speed. Or, like, a weird mistake or something. Like, she had a couple kind of normal-sized bounces out of tumbling passes, but this was really ready. She was on. I did not expect the landings on both vault and floor today to be as good as they were.
Yes. Did you notice what I was saying about her full twisting double layout now on floor? How it just goes like straight up. It was a little further back today, but it's just like boop, straight up in the air. Yeah, she did that. I really thought also like her floor routine's fine. It's fine. It's Simone Biles. It's
kind of Simone doing Simone.
But it's Simone.
I didn't notice a big difference.
When I saw her start, I was like, oh my God, she is bringing it. Like she is going to do a whole different thing. It's going to be Dancing with the Stars in the floor routine, different than podium training. But then she kind of reverted back to like her, but it works for her. Why change it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. On bars, her first event, she almost fell on her toe pirouette. It was a toe on pirouette for a dismount, right?
Toe full. Yeah. The toe fulls were a disaster today. Kayla DiCello fell on one. Tiana Sumanasekera fell on one. Simone she just straddle arched it and was like, no big deal. I just do a straddle toe full now. It's a skill. It's the Biles 3.
I love that she like laughed about it and then walked off and was like rolling her eyes like, oh God.
Yeah. But that eye roll said bars, am I right? That was the subtext there. She's like, yeah, bars is stupid.
Did you guys see the giant banner in the stands, the all black with white writing that said Simone freaking Biles with the goat on it? Did you guys see that?
It got a close-up. It got an NBC close-up moment.
I would just like to give a shout out. I would like to give a shout out to, I gave that to some friends, gymnastics friends, shout out to little Sid for putting that up. And basically you can get that in our store at GymCastic.com. So it is a tapestry. So if you click on any of those t-shirts and then go down to the bottom and click tapestry, you can get, and it shouldn't be tapestry, it should be giant cloth to wave at Simone Biles in when you want to be her fan. So if you guys want to get them in time for championships, you can get it at the GymCastic store, GymCastic.com store. I had to get the plug in there. Wearing matching t-shirts right now, Brit is, you guys, because it's the best.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm so happy that got on TV because Simone loved it too.
So bars
beam
had the one, like bars and beam both, like she had one weird skill and then the rest was excellent. Like on beam, her side aerial was kind of like, but otherwise excellent. Bars, weird toe full, otherwise excellent. I definitely thought we were going to see mistakes or at least some more rust or nerves or something. And it was just like the only mistakes we saw were minors.
It's like no time has passed.
It's like, but it's not even like no time has passed. It's like negative. Like she's
she's better. Aging back. She's Benjamin Simoning. That's
Benjamin
what's happening.
Simone. Yeah.
Benjamin Simone.
Okay, so we should talk about Suni for like a second before we say goodbye to the peasants. Before it's just for the club members. Suni. Why was anyone worried about this qualifying score nonsense? Why did we spend any time talking about it or asking about it? She was like, no, beam with quote unquote lower difficulty, which is like, oh yeah, you dismounted with a gainer tuck full, which is fine. And you could keep it that way.
Insanely hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent routine for Suni on beam starting at 14.5.
She proved why she is the fucking Olympic champion. You don't count an Olympic champion out. God damn it. It's Suni. And the fact that she ran to Dr. Faust and we talked to her afterwards. And Stacey Nash is working with us here, and she got such a good picture of her hugging Dr. Faustin afterwards. And we asked her about that, and she was like, she has been with me from the moment this started, and the two of us were in it together, and we're like, we don't know what this is. How much is she ever going to be a gymnastics spout? She was like, we were figuring out together, and she's been with me this entire journey. And she was like, she started crying and talking, like her eyes were welling up, talking about Dr. Faustin just being on this journey with her. And I just love that moment because it showed like how scary this is for her and how she didn't know if she wouldn't be able to do, defend her title and be back to where she was. And, it was never her plan to stop gymnastics. So it was a beautiful moment. And she qualified so easily. She got a 28. She only needed a 26.4. And she was like, peace out, bars.
Yeah, she was like, that was backup. Not ready for that yet. So see you later. Even though at the end of podium training, I was like, that's a real routine she has on bars. So I think she's pretty close. What did you think about 8-3 score for her routine and Simone's routine, correct, today? Versus the 8-0 for Joss Robertson and Melanie in the first session.
I thought it was probably right, although Melanie's could have been higher to me because everything she does is perfect, but I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm all right with
I would have had more separation between Suni's routine and Robertson's routine and execution score than 0.3.
Before we talk more about this, I do want to remind everybody that we have a live show in San Jose with Amy Borman and Christy Phillips, who are both amazing coaches and judges. And so if you want a discount code, I'll give it to you on the behind the scenes portion. But you can watch virtually, even if you can't come to San Jose, you can get tickets for that. It's on the 26th. It's at the Improv. Amy was Simone's coach from birth until like 6 years ago. So you guys, it's going to be
and
so
Judge
fun.
Beam today.
And Judge Beam today, which we totally have to ask her about at the live show.
Oh, so, yeah. And my first question is going to be, why is Amy allowed to judge without the blazer and all the other judges have to wear the blazer?
Because Amy,
that's my first question.
Rebel judge. That's what we have to talk about, how much she gets in trouble judging. But I also want to tell you what happened, speaking of Simone, when Simone during podium training, what she said to me and Will Graves and Scott while she was in the middle of, and I blame this on you, Spencer, when we were watching her warm up and she like turned around and looked at us and I was like, oh no, did she hear us talking? So I'll tell you about that. But that's in a minute because this is where we say goodbye to the regular public and we do extra conversation, more conversation for our Club Gym Nerd members because we are an independent tiny media company and we do this all year long and our Club Gym Nerd members are the ones that support us and help us do this exceptional coverage. So thank you guys so much. And if you want to hear the rest of this, you can join Club Gym Nerd at GymCastic.com. Otherwise, we will see you on Monday for the full regular show with all the recap. So this is what Simone said.